So what is primary key? It's a combination of unique and not null, right? See, in unique, what was that? In unique, we can enter null once at least, but we can enter, right? And
Yes.
in not null, it is not unique.
Yeah. It is
Hmm.
not.
Yes.
Mhm.
So primary key is a combination of unique and null. Okay, and how to define primary key? So primary key in create, you can easily define primary key here. Okay. Suppose you want to create two primary key. Will it allow?
No, it will not.
No.
Copy this message, paste here. It's one of your example, like one of your note. Cannot add or apply multiple primary key constraint to a table. Primary key will be only one in a table. In a table, okay. In entire table, it should be only one. Unique key can have multi, right? Not null also
Yes.
can be on all the columns or multiple columns, but primary key should be on one column. Because that will only define the uniqueness of your row. Why primary key is required? What is that primary key means? Primary key, what is that meaning? Tell anyone.
Primary key is a combination of unique and not null.
No, why
So
exactly?
not about
What is okay, that's fine. But what is primary key's purpose? Why we use primary key?
It consists of unique and not null value combination, and
The
referential
same thing Sagar
integrity.
also told. What is different you
Referential
told?
there
integrity.
should be no duplicacy.
See, a primary key is an attribute or a collection of attributes. That means primary key can be made based on one column. And while I say attribute, that means like I'm telling about columns. Okay. A primary key is a column or collection of columns that can be uniquely identify each row of the table. Understood? Primary key is based on one column. Attribute in database language means column. Okay. I'll mention here. So that attribute or column or multiple columns. We'll go through why we need multiple columns to identify. Okay, to differentiate each column as unique. So it's not each column, what I'm writing, what's each row. So suppose I'm giving an example. So now I'm creating employee ID as a primary key. So primary key A will define this primary key constraint table, each row of the table as unique. For that particular row, that employee ID should be unique, right? It will be the identity or address. Suppose Aadhaar ID. Example, Aadhaar ID. Can Aadhaar ID be same for 2 or 3 people?
No.
No.
So what is that? What exactly Aadhaar ID is now? It's not unique
Prime
constraint, na? It's not null. What is that?
primary.
Yes, it's primary
Primary.
key example, right? Aadhaar ID, mobile number. Okay, so now insert into primary key. So values, I'll quickly insert one employee name, suppose Janbu, then city is something like where? London. Okay. So employee ID, suppose I'll give 100. Okay. Inserted. Select star from primary key. constraint. And also I'll show you how it look like in table, like here left side. So primary key constraint, right? Let me refresh it. Primary key constraint. Okay, keys, sorry, pk, it will come as a pk. Okay, you can, so will be multiple keys, right? So you can easily identify when it is a pk, that means primary key. Where even in the primary key, when check and default we used, those were not showing in the columns, right? Only those were showing in constraints and keys. Unique was showing in the constraint folder, right? Got it? Understood? But here it will show even columns as well, pk. And we did not define it as not null. Did we? Did we define it as a not null? No, right?
No.
No.
So that's one of the feature of primary key is primary key cannot be null. So while defining primary key, by default is by default not null. Okay. While creating primary key, it by default is not null. So that means you cannot enter null. So we can just give one example, enter null, insert into, it will give me null into table. So it's a primary key, you cannot insert null. Now we already insert 100. Now it's like Sagar, and he is from where? Thailand. Violation of primary key constraint. Cannot insert duplicate value. See, you have to change your employee ID. Employee ID cannot be same like Chandu because employee IDs are unique, right? Suppose Aadhaar card, while creating Aadhaar card or inserting Aadhaar card, that is the checkpoint. If the same Aadhaar card is available already, I'm giving like simple example so that you guys easily can relate. Okay. So we now I'll tell you. Now, as I told here, primary key is an attribute or collection of attribute that can uniquely identify each row of a table, right? So this particular 100, when we say 100, it's a unique entire row it is defining, right? Okay, it's a unique thing. For 100 0, it's for unique. These are not duplicate, right? These are different. Suppose sometime we have no employee ID. Okay, we do not have any employee ID with identity. I think if someone worked in some other database, it's auto increment number. Okay, auto increment, where you mention auto. In Snowflake, it's like increment, then uh, one by one, like that we have to write. Okay, by which actually auto increment from the first, then with one. If you give two, that means two it will skip. If you give three, three it will skip. I'll show you example. Suppose I do not have an employee ID. I just have name of customer, because customer doesn't have any employee ID, right? And city. I want that to be a like automatically create an customer ID. Customer ID. So what I'll define? I'll define primary key for that customer ID is my primary key. I'm just keeping that customer. Oh, why I'm giving underscore primary key. Now I do not want to enter it manually every time. Okay. Identity. Okay. I need to start from number one. Suppose 100. Number 100. I want 4-digit customer ID, not 1 digit. First, I'll go. Do you want to hit 1 digit or 4 digit? If you give 1 digit, that means it will show 1, 2, 3, 4 like that. If we give 1000,
4 digit.
4 digit you need. Okay, we'll give 4 digit, and customer ID must be in data type. Okay, sorry, data type also required, right? So what
Yes.
it will do, I'll show you. Then I'll create another. Maybe I'll replace this. Insert into values, customer name ABC, and then city Delhi. What, where to insert? I'm always forgetting table name. Will it insert? See, you may tell me why it inserted. You have given only two values and columns at three. Ask. This is a question, right?
Yes.
Had to increment it, so no need to give the value
Yes.
for
When
this.
you're giving identity to auto increment, you do not need to give the value. It will auto increment. If you see 1000. Now again, if I add something, maybe ABC1, it will auto increment with 1. See 1001. Then 2, it will auto increment. But if you again uh, give like here, suppose now I do not like 111. I want to skip with 2 digit. After 1000, it should show me 2. Then here it should mention 2. It will skip. If you want to give like 10 gaps, after 1000, it should show me 1010, then 1020. Then you mention here 10. That means this is the starting point and this is the gap. What's the how many digit you need to skip? Okay, understood. And what about if you give here
Yes,
1000? Because you have a column, maybe you by mistake gave that 1000. What it says? Okay, suppose if I use 10, same error or not? So it will not allow if you're defining identity, because it's not kind of default. It's not a default. You are giving it as primary key and defining it. Key include this and ins add 1 1 on every time. If you see here 0 1 2. So you understood primary key.
Yes.
So how to alter? Because we are going through create and alter thing, right? Alter primary key. Same thing will keep alter, right? So I will not define primary key, and suppose this is my customer ID int. I'll not define it as an primary key. Okay, I'll keep it simple. That's why I removed identity and everything. So let me execute. Done. Now I'll use alter so that I can easily use customer ID as a primary key. But as I told you earlier, default was not following that, right? But primary key should follow that rule, right? Because it's a unique plus not null. If I just simply insert customer ID as 1 and we're inserting, again we're inserting. Now we are going for alter. Okay, alter table, this table, add primary key on which Which column?
Customer ID.
Customer ID. Nullable column in a table primary key. So let me do one thing. Let me truncate the table. Okay. Now apply or maybe insert one. Okay. Now I'll see from one. Select because I have already only one, so I can easily apply my primary key. What is that? What is this? Cannot define primary key. Okay. First, I need to make it not null. Alter column. What was my table? This right? Int column not null. It says right. Key constraint on nullable column only, not nullable column. Okay. So while creating altering primary key on a column, first you define not null. Okay. Now if you see this column will be not allowing any null. Then you enter your primary key C. It's completed now. If you go and see here your table, you can see those two things applied. So remember, when applying primary key on an existing table, that should be already applied not null constraint, or before applying primary key apply not null, then apply primary key. Okay, understood? So now we'll try that other thing also. Let me show you with example why only note, right? So we applied primary key on customer. Now I want to apply primary key on where? City, because already it's already uh, meeting the condition. It should be unique because only one record, right? So let me add primary key in my city. So for that, I need first what condition? My first condition should be not null, as it was giving
Not
earlier the error, right? But when I'll again add primary key and that particular column, it will not tell your column is null. So make it not null. It will not tell you, because why to do that second step? It will validate. Do you have already primary key? If you have in your table, because a table can have only one primary key, it says primary key constraint already has a primary key defined on it. So you cannot create second primary key. Okay. Got it? So two things covered. So now we'll go through foreign key. What is foreign key? Anyone?
it's foreign key is used to establish referential integrity between the two tables. A primary key of one table is stored as a foreign key
Great. Nice
in another.
definition. In simple word. So primary key is a foreign key in other table, right? Suppose customer ID I am telling. Customer ID is the primary key for my table in customer table, right? In customer table, I have customer ID and customer name, only this, and customer city. So these three. So this is unique. In each row, it will be unique, right? My customer ID if 0101 and customer name is ABC and customer city is Delhi. I will not get same customer name with different customer ID, because one customer will have one customer ID. Why it will be two customer ID, right? It cannot be, right? So it will not be two. It will be always one record for that customer. While two, that means it will be some other customer, B, C, D, or maybe some other city, or maybe Delhi only. That's fine, because a different customer name, right? So now this is just a customer table to maintain customer information. While going through normalization, it will be more clear, but now you understand the concept first. But why we are keeping customer information? First point. So we have a store where we are selling something, right? We have a store where we are selling something, or maybe Amazon or Flipkart. We're keeping customer, right? So now here comes my sell table where I'm keeping order ID, items और item name, क्या मैं खरीद रहा हूँ. Then quantity, कितना खरीद रहा हूँ. Or before that, price of the item. Then quantity. And then customer ID, कि कौन खरीद रहा है. So a customer can go multiple time to a market, right? To buy something. It's not like one customer will buy only one and it will never, he will or she will never buy anything from that site, right? Suppose order ID OD101, then item name. Then item name is something called suppose. Then he again come back, or maybe that day only, or yeah, maybe that day only he bought with rice some other item as well. Salt. Price suppose 20 rupees 1 kg. So order ID will be same, right? Because the same person is purchasing some items 1 kg. So order ID will be same, right? In the same order, suppose if you go to some store like DMart or Reliance or anywhere, under one order ID, there are multiple items available, right? And similar kind of structure you see. Just observe those, uh, you know, what it called?
Bill.
Receipt,
Bill,
bills,
bill, right? When you see your bill after purchasing something, more items than one, you will see order ID is one only, order ID or bill number. Okay, bill number is one only, and under that one bill you will have a multiple items, and they'll give the price, then quantity, then whatever discount they apply. After that, final price, all those things they'll give. But my table is keeping. I'm giving an example of a table, simple table where order ID for this person that day. This person again went to buy some other items, suppose sugar, but 40 rupees 1 kg, but he went on some other day. So other day it cannot be same order ID, right? It will be some different order ID then. 2. Similarly, now the other person went 102. That customer went, not the 101. So let me give a name, Chandu and Nandu. Chandu went on these dates, purchased something in same order ID. Chandu again went some other day with different order ID, just purchase sugar. Okay. Then the other day, some other person called Nandu, he went to purchase something. Okay. He may be again purchasing rice. So his order ID will be again different. because he's a different customer, right? And different date. So now to know the customer and city, we could have mentioned here as well, customer name. Instead of customer ID, you could have maintained here as well, customer city. We could have kept this data like this also. But if you can see, I'm just giving one example of with a couple of lines, right? In DMart or Reliance, there are thousands of people go for shopping and purchasing something in one day. Do you think you should keep all the redundant data, duplicate data again and again? Chandu, 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 Nandu, again Nandu, Nandu, maybe 10 times for a month. They are going multiple time Chandu, right? Or maybe one person buying hundreds of products. So 100 time the Chandu and Delhi will get repeated. Maybe phone number also there will get repeated. Do you think it's good way to keep something?
No,
It's duplicate data we're keeping, right? What is database? Database is directly connected with cost when it comes to the storage, right? So suppose in a mobile, if you go for 64 GB, it's very cheap, right? If you go for 256 GB, it's more than double, I think, mostly. Like the space will have some extra amount involved when you increase your space. Memory card, if you go for only 8 GB, it will cost less. If you go for 125 GB, it will cost more. Similarly, when you are keeping multiple same name multiple time, it is increasing your storage or in SQL DB, and which actually costing you more, because once you have lots of customer and lots of sale, then your storage will be full very soon, right? So to reduce that, we can keep those customer in two rows and join. This is my primary key, and we can join with the foreign key, FK, customer ID. Okay, and we can get rid of these things. We will not require this. This will be sufficient, and this, and we'll join this with this to get the other information like this. Got it?
Yes.
yes,
And this is an easy word called foreign key. Foreign key is a primary key of some table. Foreign key can have duplicacy, as you can see. Primary key cannot have duplicacy. These are differences. Okay. And while going through normalization, this concept will again go through. This is the concept of normalization. First normal form, right? Second normal form, third normal form. After applying those forms, it breaks into multiple tables. We'll go through those normalization concept later. So let me remove this annotation. So suppose primary key, the table of primary key maybe we can assume as table where primary key is there, is available, that is parent table, and foreign key is kind of a child table. To create a foreign key, you need a primary key to uh, look into, right? Suppose, let me create a foreign key first. Okay, let me give the name. Suppose this table only will create example. Okay, order ID int customer ID I'll keep, I'm just going through examples, so I'll just add minimal things required. Now, as I told foreign key, right? How to write foreign key after like the whatever the column we have mentioned, then you have to give foreign key. Okay. While writing foreign key, on which you want to apply foreign key, which column, you have to give the column name first. Okay. Then you have to give references to the table where you want to refer to that and column name. So from this syntax only you come to know to create a foreign key, we need primary table, right? Because this is the table name actually. Okay, table name we need. Where I'll get table name? I do not have table name yet, right? Understood? Or maybe date also I'll add so that it become easy for you. Versus date, okay? Is it correct spelling? Date, okay? So now quickly we'll create the primary table as well because we need primary table to give a foreign key. So create table, keep this customer ID is my primary key, customer ID int my primary key, okay? Then customer name, so I'll keep it proper on customer ID, okay? I'm creating table and table name will be foreign key example primary key primary table for foreign key example. It actually describes why we required first this table, okay? We have given primary key in customer ID. So now while defining my foreign key example, I have to give the table name of where the primary key is available and from that the primary key column. Understood? Any question? So let me
No.
create it.
No.
What is that item name? Okay, sorry. Okay, I did not give that. What is that? Primary table for foreign key example because it is not same data type as in column foreign key. Where? You see what I did here? Got it? So this thing data type is also very important, right? So now if you see, good, we are getting some errors. So that means we're learning some more. Command completed successfully. So now I'll refresh. After data modeling, this is what you do, Sagar. Like when you decide which will be my primary table, which is my like foreign key table, that means the dim table, fact table, then you create those tables. Okay, like this with the
Okay.
foreign key references. So we will add multiple foreign key like while we go through the normalization concept. Just now, for now, you just learn the concept. Okay, so
Okay.
primary table for foreign key example, primary table for foreign key example. Yep, this one. So here my primary key was customer ID. Okay, key is there. Okay, I do not have anything. And then I'll go to my foreign key concept. Foreign key, where is my foreign key? EF. Okay, foreign key constraint. So if you see here, FK, primary key is PK, foreign key is FK. Okay, and here FK is generated. So now, if I want to insert something in foreign key, let's try. Oh, sorry, insert into table. Values, what I need, order ID, item ID, whatever is required, I'll just copy. These are my So conversion fail converting C, right? I have given int, so you have to allow int. I could have give varchar, then it would have allow me OD. Okay. Now I'll insert. The insert statement conflicted with the foreign key constraint. Okay. The foreign key constraint, why it is conflicting? Because it was
because
looking
they are
for your this table, this column.
data
Is
inside.
it, yeah, is it available? Customer
No.
ID. So because of that, it is not allowing. Suppose if you go here now, is it available in your data? No, right? So first you need to insert your primary key. Insert into this values. Okay. So now if I insert it in my primary table, so I'll see in my primary table the data is inserted. Now if I go to insert in my foreign key table, will it insert?
Yes.
Oh, customer ID I have entered as 101, right? So now I'll reverse it. My order ID I'll 1001 and customer ID I'll make it 101. So got it? Why I got this error? Because if I enter 101, 1001, it will not allow because it says foreign key constraint is conflicting because for foreign key you need to have this particular value in your primary table customer ID. My primary table customer ID, what I have entered in my customer ID 101. So my customer ID actually 101. Okay. So let me insert in my foreign key example. So it get added. See. So now if you says go and see those two table. See, this is my foreign primary key table where and this is my foreign key table. So suppose for that order ID same date again like Chandu purchase some more thing. So I'll show the relation how I was trying to see. Same order ID now sugar, right? Same ID, same name, same time, same date. So now also inserted because only foreign key means it will insert duplicate value because multiple items can be purchased by the same customer on same date, right? Multiple value can be purchased. It will just look for the primary key. Okay. Maybe again purchase some salt. Okay. See now, as I told you, it is very easy now to keep in one row of for the customer information, right? If we would have like keep here customer ID, customer name, customer city, phone number, or customer ID, remove it. This particular column will get removed. This particular column will get removed. Customer ID is not required because then we need to keep all those three columns multiple time. One, two, three, four, like 5 times, right? It will be a redundancy of data and three columns will get affected by the redundancy. Now, if someone asks me, okay, give me the city of the customer, because in my foreign key example, I have the purchase information, right? So someone asked, told me, who is this customer? There are multiple customers. Suppose, don't think it's only 101. There are multiple customers like 102, 103, 104 different. He asked me, okay, this person purchased many rice like that day, this many amount or something. Who is this like customer and based on which city is from? So you can join, inner join or something like any join. We'll go through join concept later on. So now you can join this on which basis? Now you understand this topic. Okay, try to understand on. We are joining this foreign key table with the primary table. On which basis? On foreign key dot customer ID. Because दोनों टेबल में सेम कॉलम ज्वाइन जब कर रहे हैं ना, दोनों टेबल का सेम होना चाहिए ना कॉलम,
Yes.
राइट? कस्टमर आईडी को मैं आइटम नंबर से कर सकता हूँ क्या?
नहीं।
कैन वी ज्वाइन विथ कस्टमर आईडी? ज्वाइन कर रहे हैं हम लोग, राइट? ज्वाइन मीन्स वी आर मैचिंग, इज इक्वल टू, इज इट इक्वल टू, ये कुछ नहीं देगा। कस्टमर आईडी से मेरा टाइप कुछ भी मैचिंग ही नहीं हो रहा है, बोल रहा है भाई क्या आइटम नेम क्या है। इफ यू गिव कस्टमर आईडी टू कस्टमर आईडी, देन इफ यू गिव what it says, invalid customer id, why? Is it my name is something different? Okay, in my foreign key I have given customer id this.
Yes.
Okay, so you have to remember what column you have given the name. So now if you see, there are two parts. Annotation, this is one part of table, this is one part of table. What it did, it joined and based on customer id to customer id and bring both the table 1 and table b. That means primary table and
Child table.
foreign key table.
Or an
Yeah, which is child table. Okay, so both table it bought. So now with instead of like a star, you can, like, because you, how you will send report, you do not send report like this, right? They do not want to see customer ID, just want to see the customer name. Maybe you can just mention the columns whatever they ask. Okay, order ID, then customer name, maybe they ask for those two only, so you can simply send those two as well. Okay, then they just need distinct value, so you can apply distinct. I told you distinct is just to get rid of dupes, right? Only this. So maybe you need some item number also, what exactly you purchased, items, item name, right? Item name. Now one more thing I'm going to explain here, alias. So while doing these things, foreign key, then primary key table, on again you have given the table name, and while giving join table name, then you have to give column name, right? So instead of that, you can give A and here alias as B, so that you do not need to use again those big table names B. So this will be sufficient. A means this table, B means this table. So if you run this, so you understood? Any doubt till now?
No.
If no doubt, then we'll close for today.